Hey, you! Can you...
If I...
Might have gone about it differently. You listened to the wrong people.
That's the first I've heard of it.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
He'd better shut up.
That's really not my problem.
Someone's got to do the work.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Do you really believe that?
These are bad times.
Really have known better.
He simply talks
It's
too
really
much.
not my problem. I see. You haven't just come to buy fish. I'll make you an offer if you have any silver plates or chalices. I'll take them for a good price.
It was long and rocky.
For all your stuff, I'll give you 100 gold pieces.
An open secret.
And there's more, believe me.
All right,
That's what I've
sold.
always said.
We've made some good deals today. Better not come back until tomorrow, or somebody might get suspicious. You see? That's not what I heard.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Everybody knows by now.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Do you really think?
Hey, you! I've got some information about the orcs.
Let's hear it.
They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and it looks like they're going to stay there. To be on the safe side, the paladins are guarding the pass.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
As to that orc outside of town,
Yes?
don't worry about him. The city guard is going to take care of him.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
Problem solved itself. But no, he insisted he knew better.
Hey, you got no business here, understand?
Who are you?
That's none of your business. I'm the boss here, okay?
The boss of what? Of those chests?
Hey, the storeroom was under my supervision, got it? So piss off, or else I'll bash in your skull.
Just you wait, you sumbitch.
Citizens of this city who have martial skills at their disposal are herewith urged to join the Royal Militia.
That's an open secret.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I won't tell her a thing from now.
What are you doing here?
This is my home. But if you mean, what do I do all day? I arrange fights.
You arrange fights?
Every day, from noon until evening. And right here, behind the warehouse in the Harbor District. Home sweet home.
What are the rules for the fight?
Quite simple. All regular weapons are allowed, no bows or crossbows, and no magic. We fight until one of us drops. And as soon as one of us is flat on his back, it's over. Got it? Whoever leaves the ring is out. So if you quit, I win. The stake is 50 gold coins. If you win, you get 100 back. If not, well, then your money is down the drain. Got it?
Yep. You live behind the warehouse?
It's only temporary. When you have as much gold as I do, you can afford a little luxury. I was a drill instructor in the army, but I left that bunch to seek my fortune in adventure. Now I've wound up in this shithole. My last 100 gold pieces went to the guards at the city gate. So, I'm seeing to it that I come into money again. I even had to sell my sword.
To whom did you sell the sword?
I swapped it with a trader in the marketplace for some stuff. The guy's called Jorah. The torches and the bit of meat that he gave me are long used up.
He isn't likely to give me the sword for nothing.
It's an old sword. He won't want much for it. Just think of the money as an extra stake for the fight.
What do you know about the war against the orcs?
There's not much to tell. The war's been going on for too long. The country people are starving. Everywhere there are peasant revolts that are put down mercilessly by the king. But there's just too many of them. If the war doesn't end soon, the realm will fall apart.
I want to fight against you.
Do you have 50 gold pieces?
Here you are.
We have a new challenger. The bets are placed. Are you ready?
Come here.
Then let's see what you can do.
Inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order, the security measures for the protection of the upper quarter will be the guard on the gate.
Give it your all.
What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for?
That hit the spot.
My head. Oh man, you packed quite a punch. Here's your 100 gold pieces. You've earned them. And one more thing. No one talks about what goes on behind the warehouse. The militia puts everyone who does the slightest thing here behind bars. And those boys don't like to see betting on fights.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their duties to the royal paladins, effective immediately.
Hey, what were you doing in there? Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the Harbor District? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
Are those your sheep?
The only one that belongs to me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. That's my wife, Lucy. The sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
Hear ye,
smart kid.
Hey! Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my house. The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
Hey! Hello? Are you feeling quite well?
Fine, just as long as I manage to get all this repaired in time. Don't you try that again.
Hey, you!
Okay, so you beat me. Some heroic deed that was.
Will you stop hammering now, or do I have to thrash you again?
No, don't hit me anymore. I'll stop. But if everything collapses around here, it'll be your fault.
Hey! Felon will hammer no longer.
Hear that? No more hammering. At last, I thought the fellow would never quit. You've done me a huge favor. You know what? I'll give you 30 gold pieces.
And how are the sheep?
The sheep eat and get fatter and fatter. Just like my wife.
You're doing business with pirates?
What? Who told you that?
I talked to one of them. He seems to be waiting for you in his bay.
What can you do? These are hard times. Everybody has to look after his own.
Weren't you afraid of getting caught?
That could happen. You found out too, didn't you? But you'll keep your mouth shut, right?
What do you know about the pirates?
They live in a remote part of the island of Corinus. It can only be reached with a cog or some other ship, as far as I know. The citizens of Corinus fear them, quite rightly so, for they're nothing but a bunch of nasty cutthroats. Still, if you ask me, they're nowhere near as bad as the bandits.
What is it you're trading?
I mostly supply them with food. And for that, they give me the finest rum that's to be had in Corinus.
I could take care of this deal for you.
That would be great. I cannot leave Corinus at the moment. Here, take this package and tell Skip not to be so stingy with the rum this time. It should be at least 3 bottles.
That was all I wanted to know. Alric says you got his sword.
Do you mean that ragged fellow who traded his weapon to me for a few torches and chunks of meat?
That's him.
I still have the sword.
How much do you want for it?
Well, for you... so what? Here, take it. After all, you did help me get my gold back.
I've got your sword.
Ah, that's much better than fighting with an old stick.
Can you train me?
As long as you have the necessary experience, sure.
I've got a package for you from Baltram.
What? He's sending me an errand boy? Scared shitless, is he? Oh well, what can you expect from such a puny penny pincher?
He says he wants 3 bottles of your rum in return.
Ha ha! Wouldn't he like that? First he makes me wait forever, doesn't even show up in person. Then he has the nerve to make demands. Here, give him 2 bottles. That's enough for him.
Ah, you're involved with the gang. All right. In that case, I've got something for you. If you ever need some lockpicks, come to me. I still have a few around. Just ask me for something to drink.
So you did it. Now you know who my employers are. Stick to what Cassia tells you. We don't care who you are otherwise. You're one of us, and that's all that counts.
Really? How interesting.
I've got no time for things like that.
These are bad times.
He'd better shut up. That's an open secret.
I want to become stronger.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Everybody knows by now.
Tell me that isn't true.
Now that's typical as how this is.
Hey! Do you know anything about a thieves' guild in town?
The questions you ask. Of course, there's a thieves' guild here, just like in every big city. And every petty pickpocket or fence is probably connected to it somehow.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
So what's your business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
Let's wait and see what happens.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water mages.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I can take the ornament there for you.
I think I'd better take it there myself. But you could come with me. Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
I wouldn't have done that.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet, but you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my aquamarine ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
Nobody ever asks me.
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
You really think?
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me, but the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
That's nothing new.
Where did you pick that up then?
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
Enough trouble as it is.
What's it like to belong to the Ring?
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Corinus. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
I see.
Do you really think?
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
I've got my own opinion about that.
I could have told you that.
What about some better armor?
Mateo sells armor, but he'll probably charge you an arm and a leg for it. There is a way you could get it cheaper, though, if you don't mind pulling a fast one on the Militia.
What do you mean?
There's a storage area next to Mateo's house, but all the merchandise has been confiscated by the Militia. Go to Zurus at the marketplace and get yourself a sleeping spell. Then you send the guards off to Dreamland. I'm sure you'll find some decent armor among Mateo's stuff.
Exactly what I said.
That's the first I've heard of it.
You don't have
About those missing people.
I hardly know what to believe in.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
Let's wait and see what
Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
I get so worked up.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
Got my
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
I feel sorry.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee.
just like you said.
And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
Who said that?
The mercenaries.
I'm sure that Lee will accept you. But first, you're going to have to pass a test. Go and talk to Cord on NotR's farm. He can help you with your test. Tell him that you reside beneath my wing. You'll understand.
He should have known this.
I knew that would be a problem.
Okay, let's go.
I cannot leave here until we know more about the missing people, or someone else takes over my duties.
Got my own opinion about that.
It can't go on like this forever.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
There've been all kinds of rumors.
I'm not touching that.
You don't have to ask me that.
You didn't get that from me.
I could have told you that before.
I knew that would be a problem.
That's not what I heard.
It was just like you said.
I don't believe that.
Everybody knows by
More
now.
trouble.
You listened to the wrong people.
Honestly, I
feel
wouldn't do
sorry for the
myself.
poor guy.
Don't tell
Hey, you! Why are you looking so doubtful?
I see that you bear the sign of the Ring of Water.
So, are you a member too?
What if I am?
Then I would tell you that Lares wants to be relieved from his post down at the harbor.
Fine. If that's so, I'll see to it that somebody deals with it.
That's what
I
I've
see.
always said.
I got the rum from Skip,
really
but he gave me no more than 2 bottles.
Damn expensive, that.
Everybody knows
Who does he think he is? Well, give it here then. I can't
no,
give you much for it
insisted
now.
he knew
This
better.
here's gotta be enough.
He had better shut up.
That doesn't nothing you can do about it.
Go away. Don't talk about it. These are bad times.
That's all just gossip.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Can't rely on that.
That's an open secret.
Listen to the wrong people. Only wait and see. So why won't they listen to me? Where did you pick that up then? Can't go on like this forever.
Let's wait and see what happens. As if I didn't have enough problems.